20 years ago, I started a movement at a time when nobody believed in hip-hop music, you know, and we were some of the people that pioneered that sound, you know, and it wasn't the easiest thing.
Yeah, huh. Yeah. Akire wangu chacho, akire wangu, geto topatuli, akuna mata.
Told her I'm a king, yeah. I need a queen, I need a wine, yeah. A J Lee, yeah. I put my faith in God, yeah. I told him leave, I can't do this alone, yeah. So I called blunts, share the same vision, the same dream. We like Siamese, same twins. Yeah, we on the same beat. This is two kings, and you know that every king needs a queen. I'ma let this music speak for me. I picked up my phone, music was calling. I heard it call me, yeah. God take the wheel, yeah. Music was the calling, so I ain't gonna lie. If you play with my money, gotta be ready to die. Man, I'm giving it my all, I put it all on the line. And I don't play games, nigga, when it comes to mine. I want the bread and the cheese with the lettuce inside. Don't discriminate, nigga, when it comes to bullet signs. Cause all I want is money, I don't care if it's clean or dirty. Focused on the bullet signs, can have my vision blurry. I'm a young king in the making, I could never go back. I got Apollo on the track, you know you gotta bring it back. Two kings on the track, nigga, can't ignore that. And we shine like a wedding ring, she can't reject that. Nah, 1 + 2, nigga, this is called greatness. We are artists, this is what art is. We paint the picture vivid, this is our Mona Lisa. Man, you gotta listen with your soul, that's the only way that you can hear us.
D-Flossy, bro. Next generation raps. They got. I come from a city where niggas die chasing their dreams. Loyalty and honor if you play for the team. Royalty surrounds me, humility grounds me. Success my only destination. Misconceptions of a rapper that never made it. Now we upper echelon on the A-list. She said her mama used to love music back in college. Now she out here dancing for dollars. It's Billy Blunt's D-flow in the trap. I told my youngin' don't ever hold it back. I put it all in a song, I owe you that. Brotherhood in the game, yeah, I'ma show you that. I'm just trying to do it for the next generation. Cause after the pain, it's champagne, celebration.
Hello, Jumilani Kuchani Mamugachini. Welcome to another episode of Trapalanga For The Culture season. So, Nasindin Apollo D, Billy Blunts, the brother I have in the industry. I've known Apollo D for quite a long time. Those were the first rappers I've known in Ndibaziva while I was doing both Form 4, Form 5 already. These were the brothers who already had tracks on radio. They were already making waves. He's here. He's gonna introduce himself to you. Unomubuza kuti iye ndiye yani, unogalangai, unobongwangai, luzigugwendiguphi. Welcome to Trapalanga For The Culture, Apollo D. You can tell Batswana kuti ndiwe yani.
First of all, I'd like to congratulate you. I feel like this is something that's very important for Francistown, for the culture. Dimilani Bose Kanye, my name is Apollo D, Billy Blunts, the mayor of the city. I've been doing music pretty much my whole life. You know, you're right. 20 years ago, I started a movement at a time when nobody believed in hip-hop music, you know, and we were some of the people that pioneered that sound, you know, and it wasn't the easiest thing. I remember at a time where you had the only people that were really popping were Kwaito artists, you know, and then house DJs came about, you know, so we were like fighting something that was not recognized, you know what I mean? There was no social media at the time, you know, but hip hop is a culture that speaks for a whole movement of people, a whole generation, so it only grew bigger. A lot of people probably know my work with, you know, your double HPs, your pitch black afros, Bangwe batho ba no liziba because I'm widely seen as the person that introduced Ikalanga hip hop to the foray. And at that time, there was no Ikalanga hip-hop, you know? And that's one of the reasons why I was so happy when you came onto the scene, you know, where guys were like embracing Kalanga hip-hop, you know? And I really love what you've done for Kalanga hip-hop, period, you know? And yeah, man, like, I feel like there's so much more to do in Botswana music, Botswana hip-hop, and probably participating on an international space. I'm doing a lot of work right now. I do a lot of talent development. I believe in collaboration. You know what I'm saying? I think last year alone I did 25 collaborations, bro. You know what I mean? And that's the only time I'm at peace, when I'm creating and I'm working. You know, so I thrive on that. And yeah, man, I'm glad that you've created a movement and a platform for Francistown artists to interchange. You know what I mean? And I'm glad to be part of it.
Yeah. Mungu Apollo, you all can hear my brother here. Today, yeah, this is one of the most important interviews because this is a brother who has experience mo industry ya rona mo ile gore I would love gore lene ba konte upcoming artists like the artists di leng teng tse di struggle gore lene go re retse gore re khone gore ha re tswa ha re ithuse because se ke se mmotsa ke lebile the moves, the culture ka ha vang ka teng a mme gona le benefit ya gore re nne re ntse re push game because my brother here na my struggle mo industry ye I feel like it's high time we try embrace change, we try change le rona one. So ke batla go tlhaloganya my brother gore ha re le ha when we have like when we have artists, what's difficult for gore rona re feel gore we can build our own to the levels regardless gore we're affiliated to who and who.
Yes.
And let's say gore we can say there's a future here. There's a lot of artists mo Botswana tse leng gore re tsaya nako to catch up go ba thusa so ba batla madi kana us gathering together, giving them that support, whatever that comes, even if it's an event, re khona go ba sukunyetsa like etla e tsenya le khaya gore you would see gore no matter how much you push o le artist go khona ipotsa gore o tsena ha ka eseng because we tell because you don't get bookings, you don't get money.
Okay.
So from your experience here, your understanding from what I'm saying, build up at the around.
First and foremost, there's certain principles that every artist needs to have. That's work ethic, that's discipline, that's professionalism. Until the whole industry embraces that mind state and treat ourselves like a value, you know, it's going to be hard for anybody to see us as a value. You understand? Somebody like you, Romeo, you came into the game as an MC, right? But you've been able to understand that there are other elements into making music, like events, like merchandise, you know what I mean, that make artists stronger. These are some of the elements that I would like to see all of us embrace and replicate, you know what I mean? And what you want to, we can only, there's certain things that we all need to do individually, you know what I mean? But then there's certain frameworks that need to be set up that can support us up until then. And we can't be united until we're united also, you know what I mean? There's no division among us. I don't see Francistown or ghetto artists. For me, I see Botswana artists because I consider myself an international artist. You understand what I mean? So I can't say I'm a Francistown artist. You know what I mean? I can say I'm an artist that that is from Francistown. You know what I mean? And I see both worlds as the same. You know what I mean? And it's when we grow eventually, we're going to reach these heights. Bro, you have to give yourself credit. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen overnight. Look at it's taken us a long time. Then COVID came and destroyed the whole industry. Now we're trying to rebuild from all of that, you know? So it's going to take a lot, you know what I mean? Yeah. But there is the talent and there is a bright future. When I look at the movement in Francistown alone, you know what I mean, of the wave of Amapiano artists that have come on board, you know, your Way K's, you know, your Sean Pinks, and, you know, these are guys that are proven that there's a way forward, you know what I mean, for the industry, you know what I mean? And if we actually give momentum to what these kids are doing, you know what I mean, not only co-sign, but collaborate, you know what I mean, and make money together, you know what I mean, then we can grow as an entity. It's not like, kind of, when we get to Gabs right now, you know what I mean, we're all obviously separated, but the fact of the matter is Francistown is a talent hub right now that we still yet to explore and truly understand, you know what I mean? And we're at a very important time in Francistown's musical history, you know what I mean? There's the past, there's the current, there's the future, you know what I mean? For me as an artist that is also an OG, I have to look at everything and stimulate the change that you talk about, you know what I mean? Yeah. That change is evolution, you know what I mean? Which is important in music, you know what I mean? Music constantly evolves, you know what I mean? So you can't be that gatekeeper that stopped. That's why a lot of guys fell off. That's why a lot of so-called OGs fell off. You know what I mean? 15 years ago, I was doing trap music. You know what I mean? And niggas didn't fuck with trap music. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I felt like, yo, it slaps. You know what I mean? And just being open-minded enough to even do dance music, you know, 10, 15 years ago, puts me in a position where when an Amapiano wave comes in, I find where I fit in, and you know what I mean? We get it popping. You know what I mean?
This is Apollo D here. I'm getting educated also here because this man right here, so otherwise we've been hanging around. Today I feel good.
You guys move like soldiers. You guys are an army. And shout out to Mav B. You know what I mean? Shout out the whole office, corner office. I love your work ethic. You guys are like soldiers, you know what I mean? And I feel like hip hop needs to be like that as a role, you know what I mean?
So before we move on, my brother, so are we expecting any music from you? Are you having something new that's gonna drop anytime soon?
This year I'm commemorating my 20th year since my first single, The City Owes Me, which still pops to this day, you know, so I'm going to be doing a lot of work, you know what I mean? I just dropped an EP with my homie D-Flow. It's called Two Kings. Go out and stream it, you know what I mean? I'm also going to be dropping Blood is Thicker Than Water, produced by my brother Bangu, you know what I mean? There's a lot of work people can look out for. We're doing television now. For both local and international markets. And yeah, there's a lot of artists that I'm hoping to introduce to the scene because like I said, I'm not just rapping now, I'm also doing talent development, talent scouting, and just trying to empower, you know, the youngins of the things that I didn't know at an earlier age so that they can leverage their creativity more, you know what I'm saying?
Dope. So, young man, my brother, I got like, yeah, I really more industry. Let's say the artists what is a blow? I got the artist here blow yeah.
So this has actually killed a lot of artists.
Yeah.
The so-called blow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you're lucky enough to have a song that resonates with people and opens a lot of doors for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You might get a lot of bookings. You might get a lot of publicity. You might get a lot of groupie love. It happens to all of us. It might be from a #1 single. I have 15 #1 singles, bro. Yeah. So what artists must know is it comes and goes. But when you have it, you gotta use it wisely. You know what I mean? Don't get lost in it. You know what I mean? Don't get lost in it. You know what happened to Tego Modisa, right? When he first came out, they overrated him and he killed his career before he could even go anywhere. I've seen that happen to artists also. You know what I mean? Burn bridges because maybe you got a hot single. You know what I mean? Just keep professional, keep humble. You know what I mean? Work on your craft every day. You know what I mean? Your interpersonal skills, the way you relate with people is important. Don't look down on anybody. That person you look down on tomorrow might be the marketing manager or corporate that you need co-signing for. You know, so these are some of the mistakes I've made. You know, I created a lot of beef that I didn't have to create. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm a very controversial artist, you know. You know, I took out whole radio stations at times, you know, and sometimes it benefited me, sometimes it didn't, you know. My whole thing is, you know, artists gotta be aware of those kind of things, your public relations, and, you know, you never know who's watching and who's listening. You know what I mean? That's what I'm gonna just say.
Yeah, Lamuto, my brother, you can hear that, worry, blocking, riscar, rebloile, hella, cause, yeah, I'm having a problem, worry. Sometimes I wanna work with people. Sometimes you feel like there is on a blow, like they have that thing, is like there's something they're protecting. I don't get it, guys. What are you protecting? Because we wanna work, we wanna make money. Not for me, blow, gents. Kita begina le zaka ngwe buy blind through this industry. Ke gone kita begina na bloile, stand up bloile. Let's not protect that party. Gaan some rebellion, gents, because we're in bots. There's no way we're going. We have to start at home, straight up. Yeah, my brother, the last question, and then we move on to another scene. He's going to give us 2 tracks performance from here. So, Apollo D, I'll say, what's your most fear in the industry, and what's your regret, like industry, regret?
My biggest fear is not fulfilling my potential. You know what I mean? It's having all these songs in studio not ever be released and not be heard. You know what I mean? That's my biggest fear. You know what I mean? My biggest regret, like I said in my previous statement, was some of the beefs that I created when I was young and hot-headed. They were unnecessary, and it humbled me in life. You know what I mean? And there's certain things that I wish I could have done better when I was younger. You know, I learned obviously at a later age that, you know, it's important to treat people well. You know what I mean? To just keep a high frequency. You know what I mean? And good vibrations and good karma.
All right, I feel that. Let's say before we move on, let's say let me get to this one. Let's say yeah, I feel like depression in the industry, because sometimes they can meet the artist on a different day, and then I meet them on a different day.
You have to understand that being famous is very hard, Stana. You understand? There are days when you don't feel like being in public. You know what I mean? There are days where I just want to take a walk in the hood without nobody knowing who I am. You understand? And for a lot of celebrities or artists, you know, they deal with the fact that maybe they haven't earned as much as they should have, and then you're in public, you feel judged. You know, there's so many issues that I'm grown, bro. I'm grown, so I understand celebrity a bit differently now. You know what I mean? And I know that I'm recognizable pretty much everywhere, and I'm humbled to that fact. But some artists, you know, have to deal with certain things, and it's hard to go through certain things, and then but you get what I mean. COVID was a hard time for many artists. You know what I mean? Can you imagine 2 years when you're not making money and you got a whole family? You understand? And you're used to a certain lifestyle. You know what I mean? A lot of things happen. I mean, my family disintegrated during COVID. You know what I mean? I did go through that depression. I mean, we read about a lot of guys that were going through the same similar stuff. You know what I mean? I'm actually glad that I'm still alive. You know, that's one of the reasons why I came to Francistown. When I went through all of that, you know what I mean? I came home because I figured I needed to find peace, you know what I mean? I needed to be away from, because you know, when you're going through a lot of artists also have dealt with drugs, you know what I mean? When you're going through depression, you know, you got all these drug dealers that are around you that already own the whole industry, you know what I mean? Yeah. These are the guys. So, you know, I had to look at my life from a bigger perspective, you know. I'm a father. you know what I mean? And I got something to live for, you know what I mean? So I took a step back, came back to the city, and figured myself out, you know? And I know that a lot of artists didn't have that opportunity, you know. Imagine you have to pay rent, you know what I mean? Luckily, I never had to pay rent, you know what I mean? I moved out of my house and I put somebody in there, you know what I mean? You know, just so at least I could have, you know, some sort of liquidity every month. But, you know, it was hard for a lot of people. You know, some people didn't have nothing to fall back on, you know what I mean? You know, so I think that people got to understand that being an artist is not the easiest thing. But, you know, there are two reasons why in Earthly we become artists, right? One is to entertain, but the bigger one is a spiritual calling, you know what I mean? And when you really are spiritually drawn to making music, like there's nothing you can do but not avoid that call. You know what I mean? And that's pretty been much my life, you know what I mean? People might say, I know Apollo comes from privilege or whatever, you know what I mean? But music for me has always been a spiritual journey, you know what I mean? It helped me speak the language of my forefathers, Bakalanga, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Things like that are important to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, Ndoboka Kwazo Nasi. I'm hosting my big brother Apollo D. Billy Blunts.
Salute. Blunt fam, guma.
The Guma building. My producer always have something to ask. Let me check if today he's got something. But before I was saying, shout out to everybody watching us. Shout out to everybody following us. Another thing, gents. Let me say no gents. About trying to call up being here like. Support your own.
We're gonna earn it. We're gonna earn it.
We are pushing. Levata Spani, Ratsenya Spani, Rasdira, Ralinela Spani, Mara. I honor Rika Jahaka, Unity eating. I little one really broke. Let's get Hakakaruna, let's get Retseha, who blind, who's paying us, little level is who clear, Harbuki will hope a little one more line up is clear.
But artists also need to empower themselves and make their own shows.
Yeah, little na artist. Are gambling. Are training. Rebono yoga nela venue.
That's what I love about you, bro.
Are dire unity.
Real talk. Real talk.
Ona like that how gore ba bloile ba pick and training. Ra flop re win. Yeah. Back to you, my producer.
Okay. So knowing what you know now, what advice would you give to Botswana artists on tapping into the SA market?
The SA market is not xenophobic, by the way. The SA market is the Bonella, all they want is good music. Don't be afraid of it, you know what I mean? If you can get to the core of the broadcasting industry, which is Joburg, you know what I mean, and network each and every one of those record companies and find a publisher, it's possible. You know, I'm listening to these kids that like Wake. I feel like Wake is probably about to blow up in South Africa right now. He won't have a hard time finding a publisher. You know what I mean? When I was younger, bro, like I had like 3 record deals on the table, and the mistake that I made was I didn't understand contractual issues, so I lost out on a deal, you know what I mean? And at 18 years old, bro, I had 3 record deals on the table, and the production team that I was signed to did not want to let me go. You understand? I didn't understand small things like that. So, you know, even obviously knowing paperwork, getting your publishing right is important if you want to get into the South African market, without a doubt. But it is possible. The Joburg industry is not xenophobic. Believe me, I'm speaking to somebody that worked there. You know, I did work with Pitch Black Afro, with DJ Cleo, with Double HP. I've been on Hype a couple of times. So I know that they don't say, you can go Botswana with nah, bro. If your shit slaps, they're going to put you on.
So
what steps do they take to tap into that market?
Currently, obviously, you got to work on your social media, but more importantly, network. And how you network, you got to headhunt the people. You know what I mean? You got to headhunt publishers. You know what I mean? If you want to get to the majors, obviously you have to headhunt the publishers, and that's Auckland Park. You know what I mean? That's Santon. You know what I mean? That's what the guy. Sorry, man, I haven't been to Joburg in a while. But yeah, you know, there's certain places that you have to frequent, you know what I mean, to go. That's what I did. You know what I mean? I hung around a lot of guys that were on the come up, and obviously you meet their managers. You got to know these managers. Sometimes paying a publicist might help. You know what I mean? Yeah. Paying a publicist will get you assimilated into the industry, so don't be scared to invest in your own work. If you pay a publicist maybe 10,000 bula, or whatever, and then you're promoting a certain single, you're gonna know people after that. You know what I mean? You could take it from there. You know what I mean? There's certain publishing, there's certain offers that are available to you. You know what I mean? So it's possible, bro. It's very possible.
That's powerful. Tabuka kwazo vakanyo kwetu. We thank you all for watching. Trapalanga movement, Trapalanga for the culture season. Zemaguma. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. Akiri wangu chacho, akiri wangu, get to the path to lead. Akuna mata.